Welcome to Who Put This On, Season 2, Episode 22, where we watch Thunderdome, Season 1, Episode 8, and Family Feud, Celebrity Family Feud, Season 3, Episode 7. And I'm Chris Lorenz. Sitting to my right is...
Harrison Hoffman.
Sitting across from him is...
The Max Lorette, back again.
Sitting to my left...
Robert Kitts.
I have to say, we watched the first game show on our podcast.
I would also like to note that it is 22nd episode of season 2, and we watched 2 shows, which we don't normally do.
Two.
Oh, interesting.
To be fair, we watched half of Celebrity Family Feud.
Well, we watched a normal episode of Family Feud. It's just Celebrity Family Feud is basically 2 episodes stuck together.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
So yeah, first game show though. Is it actually
true?
the first game show?
I'm not sure about that.
I'm pretty sure we have not done a game show.
Well, in any case, sure feels like our first game show.
Maybe we can look it up. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think anything else we've done is technically a game show.
What about like Impractical Jokers?
That's
no, you're not.
definitely
You don't
not a
have
game
contestants
show.
trying to win a prize.
That's fair.
Though it might have been a game show, but it was the Bachelorette episode. So we got our reality TV connection in there.
When we were talking about this, I was hoping that it was going to be at least some people that we had seen on The Bachelorette this season, but I didn't know any of the people on the show.
I was really counting on you to break it down on who all these Bachelorettes were for us.
I don't know why you were counting on me. I've only seen 1 season out of 30 or something.
Well, let's back it up. We have the description for Celebrity Family Feud. We'll talk about that first since we watched it first.
Rob, take it away.
I'm queuing it up right here. It's a pretty concise description. Hosted by Steve Harvey, the highly popular stand-up comedian and Emmy Award-winning game show host, Celebrity Family Feud pits celebrities and their families against each other in a contest to name the most popular responses to survey-type questions posed to 100 people. There you go.
I must say, Steve Harvey has bounced back very nicely from that whole Miss Universe situation.
That was a low point for Steve Harvey.
That was a low point.
Was
I
that
feel
the low
like
point for Steve Harvey?
No, there are many other low points for Steve
I
Harvey.
was like, I'm pretty sure when his show got canceled, that seems probably a low point, and he did nothing after that. Like nothing hit until he was on so low. He was like, okay, let me do this Family Feud bullshit.
yeah.
Like, you know, I forget who it was before him, but it was like a no one.
Wasn't it Louis Anderson before him?
So there were a surprising number of different Family Feud hosts in a really short period of time. Like Louis Anderson was one. Al from Home Improvement was one.
Oh.
There was like a third one too.
Richard Dawson, the original, who would just kiss all the women.
There was Richard Dawson was like the OG who was did for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm saying like after it sort of went away for a little bit, and there were a lot. There was also who's the guy who won the first Dancing with the Stars? Mr. Peterman from Seinfeld.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
He hosted for a little bit too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just like it's like the C and D tier celebrities are like the hosts of this. Then you got Steve Harvey comes in. He's clearly on that same list.
At the time he started hosting Family Feud, yeah, he was down there at the bottom. And now like this, like we did Family Feud and Thunderdome, and like something that I find really interesting about this, like, so Sunday night is like the night for like TV, like the most critically acclaimed shows, most popular shows, like your Game of Thrones, like Breaking Bad, Sopranos, Walking Dead, Sunday Night Football. These are all on Sunday night, and so ABC's like, how do we compete with this? Steve Harvey. We're giving the whole freaking night to Steve Harvey.
So
It's insane.
yeah.
I do say, like, it's the summer, though. It's not, like, the only, like, HBO, I think, is the only one airing anything, like, new on Sunday nights right now.
Do you think they've just, I kind of hate to say this, do you think they've just kind of conceded Sunday night? And they're just like, let's just put something fun on for people who don't want to watch these serious shows. And it's just, you know.
I mean, it's the summer, so, like, I don't know what kind of, I'm not a TV marketer. I'm not, like, looking at the schedule to see who's on. But,
Yeah.
like, I could totally see Family Feud being on primetime in the summer just because, fuck it. What else
No,
is
sure.
on?
I mean, airtime's cheap in the summer. Sure.
Like, when your biggest show is Who's Got Talent or whatever.
Yeah.
America's Got Talent.
Different network.
Who's
but yeah.
Got Talent? I mean, but that's the biggest show.
Who's
of the
Got
summer.
Talent?
By
big
far.
show.
It is. Show of the summer.
It's the show of the summer.
It's the
Despacito of TV.
just about to say that.
It does get more than Game of Thrones, right? Because of the network versus cable thing.
I have no idea. I would imagine so because HBO is premium. It's not even his premium channel.
Because like overall, Game of Thrones is the show of the summer. Right?
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
I just think that there's more episodes of America's Got Talent,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and there's just more people will watch it week to week. I think.
So what were some of the good answers that we saw in this Family Feud episode?
So let's say about these Bachelorette contestants.
Yeah.
They are not that good at the Family Feud.
Not great.
Well, you don't want good people.
It's
Family Feud.
definitely a lot more fun if people are bad.
You want bad people. You want people to say ridiculous things. That's what you want.
That's true.
Like the tree branch answer was by far the best answer that we saw.
Tell us more about this tree branch answer.
So
Here, I'll cue it
the
up.
question was, what do you want to not crawl into your bed while you're camping? Something
It
Close.
was in the ballpark of that.
you can
Like,
if you want to
Chris.
say the.
We asked 100 people.
Okay, go ahead.
Name something that might crawl into your sleeping bag when you're camping.
A tree branch.
Show me tree branch.
Well, no, he had to mock that answer for 2 solid minutes. before-
Everyone
Oh,
was
man.
laughing. Everyone, the people, her teammates, everyone was laughing.
She didn't seem to really know why everyone was laughing. Didn't seem like it.
Not
She-
for a little bit.
The best is the contestants give the bad answers and then just are like trying to justify it.
What? That's pretty
No,
good,
the
right?
best part
It's
about
number 1.
Boggy, right? It's like a bog.
the
Boggy
best,
got a lot of points.
It did actually.
the best part is Steve Harvey when he's like, "Yeah, stick, okay." Like he's just like, the look he gives on his face and like the way he acts is just so good.
He has very good facial expressions.
Yeah. He has that just look at the camera and have this look of just bewilderment on your face. He's got that Tucker Carlson. You look at the camera and you have like that look of bewilderment.
No, yeah.
I didn't know that was called the Tucker Carlson.
Oh yeah, that's like his game these days.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
I still don't even know what we're talking about.
talking about Family Feud.
I don't Tucker Carlson. I
wouldn't worry
I don't
too
even
much
know who
about
that
it.
is.
Don't worry about it. Fox. He's a Fox News host,
Crossfire.
formerly on Crossfire.
All right, all right. So Family Feud. What's your history of Family Feud? Like, everyone's seen Family Feud. I'm assuming.
Sure.
When I was a kid, I'd watch Family Feud with Richard Dawson and I think Ray Combs was the other guy who was host for a few years.
On the Game Show Network, probably the Richard Dawson ones or something. Because that
No,
was
no.
like from the 70s, wasn't it?
Well, no, it was on TV a lot in like the late 80s, early 90s.
It's like in syndication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was watching tons of Family Feud as a kid.
Nice.
I feel like I watched some of the Louis Anderson
Yeah.
Family Feud. Not very good.
I
I did-
believe. Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say I also definitely watched a little bit of the Al from Home Improvement era. And I was like, is that Al from Home Improvement? And like he was not that good. Like
No.
in the Fast Money, when they'd won, he'd keep forgetting to say what the number 1 answers were.
Yeah, it's not a very hard show to host.
Apparently the
It's
host
not
makes a
the
big
easiest
difference.
one to host.
I guess that's fair. I guess you'd have to make jokes.
Thunderdome might be an easier show to host. Like you don't have to do anything.
Pretty
yeah,
much.
Thunderdome's pretty good.
Like that Family Feud, you have to actually be able to ask questions and like go over and be personal to people and have to interact. There's a lot of game shows that you don't have to do any of that.
yeah,
That's
that's
true.
fair.
Max,
That's-
what's your Family Feud history?
I believe Family Feud is America's second worst long-running game show.
What's the worst?
Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. It's all luck.
I guess it's kind of luck. It's also kind of figuring out
There's
word puzzles.
definitely some luck involved, but that's
I just don't think it's very engaging. Family Feud. At least it's funny. At least it's got Steve Harvey.
That's fair.
But yeah.
Yeah.
fun fact.
What?
My mom and my grandfather were on Wheel of Fortune.
Well,
That's pretty great.
My dad was on Jeopardy 3 times.
Really? Was he a champion?
Yeah,
Two-time champ?
Paid for our house in L.A.
Oh shit, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Does he have a plaque? Because I feel like if I was a Jeopardy champion, I would have a plaque.
got
in
the
my house.
DVD.
Oh man, we gotta watch that.
We gotta pod that.
watch
Oh,
that.
shit.
We've opened this door. I think we should close it, but we've opened it.
The game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, we
just
can-
like family home videos of game shows.
I don't know. We had a VHS. I don't know where it is.
Chris, we can say that the door is only open if it's a game show that you then also have a reality show connection to.
That's fine. I don't know. I just don't know what we have a lot to say about Family Feud. Like, I like parts of it, but I also think it takes too long. As we'll talk about in Thunderdome as well. But
Well, Thunderdome definitely took too long. I feel like Family Feud, it's moving.
sometimes, I don't know. I didn't really think the questions were that good this time.
No,
Like, it's all about the questions and the people.
So this is the thing, like, so in Celebrity Family Feud, like I've like randomly put on Celebrity Family Feud from time to time, and the Fast Money, it's really funny. They definitely make it super easy, way easier than normal Family Feud.
Oh, yeah.
because they want the celebrities to win and give the money to the charity.
Right.
And like a great example I have is I only saw the Fast Money of this because I like tuned in and it was just in the middle of it. Was Snoop Dogg was doing the Fast Money, and one of the questions he and someone from his family got was, name a color in a traffic light.
Oh my god!
Can you
What?
guess what the two colors Snoop and his family member gave?
Red and green.
Oh, Max, how'd you figure that out?
Because everybody thinks it's yellow and not amber.
So yeah, between red and green, they got 90 plus points. That's
That's great.
almost half what you need.
That would have
That's
been great
great.
if you said it was Amber.
Amber is so good.
Well, I mean, as we saw in this one, sometimes people give answers that are not valid. There was, I can't remember what that one question was. It was like, on a scale of 1 to 10,
how good is your
0.
husband's driving?
yeah, and somebody just goes 0.
So he doesn't know how to drive. Like
So
negative.
another really good one from a different episode was NFL players. And question was, if your wife made you pay for sex, how much is too much? And one guy says $6 million. And Steve Harvey lost on this answer. He went on for a while and he was like, $3 million, I'll do you. $6 million, no. Number one answer was $1.
Oh my god, so good.
And this was the fast money round.
This was Fast Money.
Oh man, it's got to be bad when you lose it on fast money because it's like if that's not the last question, that gets it's into your 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Sometimes if Steve Harvey's really having a hard time getting through the Fast Money because he's laughing too much, they'll kind of stop it, rewind the clock a little bit, and start again. But
I've
Yeah.
never seen that. Well,
I've definitely seen
I don't
that.
really watch Family Feud. The only thing I like about Family Feud is when I watch like the highlights on YouTube of Steve Harvey.
oh yeah,
That's the best.
Of the classic terrible answers, Steve Harvey just can't.
So that stick answer should definitely be on there.
yeah, Stick's pretty good.
Also, usually they do the when somebody gives an answer, all the other teammates are like clap hands, and be like good answer, good answer. None of that.
I think it's because they were not family with each other this time. They're
I
just
feel like they just didn't know how Family Feud worked.
they're just like competitive contestants from another reality show.
They just didn't know how it worked.
Didn't know
Doing
how
that.
it worked.
They
Like-
didn't watch Family Feud to know the good answer thing.
I feel like when you show up at Family Feud, whoever's prepping you before you go out, it's like, all right, just remember, like, just encourage the people in your family when they say something to say good answer, even if it's not a good answer.
The best is when they give like that stick answer and everyone's like, good answer.
Oh yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah. Okay, okay.
Nope, not a good answer.
Sometimes though they hear the good answer and you can like tell it's like that was so bad.
So, as we watch this because The Bachelor and Bachelorette were the celebrities, quote unquote, which I don't think anyone knew who any of those people were. So we have the challenge, which funnels all the MTV reality show
Yeah.
people into the challenge. What is going to happen on ABC? Are these like people in reality shows going to funnel to a new reality show? Like,
I think that's just Bachelor in Paradise, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never seen it, so I don't know what it's about.
I think it is Bachelor in Paradise for this, but we'll get to Bachelor in Paradise later.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I'm just like, well, so they've been funneled to this reality show. This is like, what tier reality show do you think this is? Like
Family Feud,
Yeah, it's like the
Family
challenge
Feud is not a reality show.
game show.
game show. All right, game. Well, there's no other game shows on primetime, so I guess it's got to be.
Yeah.
pretty high game show wise.
I feel like it's pretty. It's kind of, it's in that primetime game show category. It's in that deal.
What other-
It's in that Deal or No Deal category.
Is Deal or No Deal still on?
I don't think it's
I don't
still
think
on,
so.
but like it's like that. That's the category it was
Well,
in.
like the king of the primetime game show was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which burned super hot and bright and then was gone super fast.
I think that one's kind of in a different class. I think that one's more popular than any of these shows.
Oh, for
have
sure.
been.
That's what I'm saying. Like
It's the pinnacle.
That's your bar. You're like that's the top, and then everything else is somewhat below that.
I remember when that was happening, and like it was just no one had ever given away that much money on a game show before, and it was insane. And everyone was just watching every night to see if somebody would win it. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Regis was the king of New York for like a year or something.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It was pretty crazy. It was big when somebody actually won $1 million.
I was watching that episode
Oh, me too.
like live when that thing happened.
I
Well, it
was
wasn't.
not.
It was taped, but like
I was watching it live. I mean, when it was taped, but I was watching
when it was aired.
watching the original airing.
Original airing.
This is pre DVR for a lot of
where
people.
where he didn't use any of his lifelines, and then he called his
He
dad.
just called his dad
to
to be
like,
I
hey,
need
I'm
your
not-
help. I'm just gonna win.
Yeah.
All right, I
Super
think
I
cocky.
remember that.
Super cocky. I love it.
All right,
Everybody remembers that.
we're moving far away from Family Feud at this point. Does anyone else have anything to say about it?
It's fine.
It's a great show.
Yeah, it's good. It's very enjoyable, watchable.
All right.
Are we gonna rank it?
Yeah, you gotta rank
We'll
it.
rank it.
Okay.
What's your rank?
Are we gonna do both the rankings at the end, or we just rank Family Feud now?
I think we just got Family Feud out of the way
Yeah.
right now.
Agree.
All right.
Harrison, what's your rank here?
Ooh. I think it's probably gonna be a top third show. Like.
Whoa! You can't say it's probably gonna be. It's gotta be.
Well,
what it
I'm
is.
getting into my explanation of it.
Well, then is it a top third, or is it gonna probably be a top third with your explanation?
Well, I was gonna walk through your explanation a little bit
All right.
and then decide at the end of it. But I
Okay,
think it's gonna be
okay.
a top third show, just because like it's watchable, it's fun. If it was on TV, I'd watch it. I wouldn't turn it off. Like I'm not gonna watch it religiously, so it's probably towards the bottom of the top third. I'm gonna say bottom of the top third. I'm gonna go with the 3.
Oh, you're adopting the James scale.
No, I probably shouldn't. I
I
probably
guess James
shouldn't.
isn't here. Someone's got to do it.
It's too much. It's too much.
So like if it was regular Family Feud, I feel like it might be a higher rank than Celebrity Family Feud. I feel like the questions just aren't as good, and I feel like the people just aren't as they're not going to do outlandish things a lot. I mean, they kind of did in this one. We had one good answer, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with top of the bottom third.
Oh, top of the bottom.
Oh, harsh.
I'm a harsh mistress.
7.
I'm gonna put this in the top third. Like Family Feud is a super fun show. It's great to watch. I really enjoy it. I think Chris does make a good point that normal Family Feud is better than Celebrity Family Feud
Yeah.
usually. Although that NFL one was super fun. Like they
That
were
was the
given
one
all
that had-
kinds of insane answers.
Well, that's just
that
like
one.
they took
But,
like the dumbest people. Like,
yeah.
That was the one that had Gronk on it, right? Was it that
No,
one?
I don't think Gronk was on it. I think it was just random NFL people. you don't
Gronk
know.
has definitely been on.
I don't think I saw the Gronk.
might have been hi-
episode,
it might have been
but
him
I
and
think
his
it was
family.
Gronk with his family.
Yeah.
And this was like the Bachelor Bachelorette one, which is like random NFL people all together.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Family Feud's a great show. I'm a fan, so I'm giving it the top third.
Max.
I'm with you, Chris. Bottom third, but it is watchable, so top of the bottom third.
I love that we have this new ranking
Oh
system.
man, it wasn't granular enough.
All right, so let's move on to Thunderdome. Harrison, you want to give us
Welcome
the
to the Thunderdome.
description of Thunderdome for us?
Yes, I will warn you that the description is a little bit long, but we're gonna all get through it together.
Give it to me.
ABC.com. Hire some editors. Steve Harvey's Thunderdome from Mark Burnett is a seed funding competition reality series where two budding entrepreneurs go head to head to win over a live studio audience to fund their ideas, products, or companies. The audience represents the customer, and as the customer is always right, they vote to determine the winner. But in each round, following the pitches and before Steve Harvey reveals the results of the crowd's majority vote, the entrepreneurs face a major dilemma. One of the entrepreneurs is allowed to cash out and walk away for a lesser amount, but if the entrepreneur cashes out, they forego the opportunity to win the whole cash prize for that round. A good move if they lost the crowd vote, but a bad move if they would have won it. Steve Harvey hosts, infusing humor, passion, and support for the American dream.
Garbage.
Steve Harvey's Thunderdome on ABC.
Garbage.
I don't want to invest my personal time talking about such an utter shit show. I can't believe this is on the air.
Oh, we're coming in hot.
The thing I see is like it could be interesting if you shorten everything. Get six products on. Like 3 products is like way too few.
There is a much larger problem with the show.
I mean, there is other problems with the show, and like if the problem is you spent 15 to 20 minutes, like with commercial time, talking about a product that you're like, well, that's way better than that. All right, let's move on. Like that just fucking happens.
Right. It's not a competition. Like basically they put up 2 potential products and people vote on it, but it's not at all interesting if one of the products everyone knows is better than the other one.
That's true.
Like if it was only like 5 minutes on something like that, okay.
It's like shitty Shark Tank. Like it's
That's
shitty
exactly
Shark
what
Tank.
it is.
Yeah.
I feel like the head-to-head Shark Tankness is cool,
It's
but
too
everything else is shit.
It's too hard to have a head-to-head Shark Tank because it's too hard to pit 2 companies together that are like so close
Yeah.
that it would be a question
Yeah.
of who would win.
So we watched 1.333 episodes, and of the 8 products we saw, 3 were shirts with pockets in them.
And yeah, and one was kind of like a shirt for that dog that you could carry it with.
It's more like I guess it's a shirt for the dog with a pocket, but it doesn't go on a person.
Oh god. Okay, so the first one was a pet themed one.
Yeah.
So first we see this contraption that you can basically put your dog's legs through and carry it around.
Turn your dog into a suitcase.
For purposes unknown to me, but it seems like there's reasons you would want to do it.
Like I like that the guy was like, "This is great because if you need to like groom your dog, he won't be able to claw or bite you." And it was like, "Yeah, you're putting your hand right by the dog. I think you're sure he can still claw and bite you."
Also, that thing
Well,
is
I feel like
covering
it'd be-
like most of that dog's fur anyway, so you can't really groom that dog when that
Well,
thing's
it's
on
more
either.
about cutting their nails. Like I feel like
Yeah.
cutting a dog's nails would be easier in that thing than like them not in that thing.
Sure.
And it's not like a cat where the cat has like more dexterous limbs that can actually scratch you with their other like.
Here's the question I have about that thing: how easy is it to get the dog in? We didn't see them put the dog in. He came out with the dog already in.
That dog is very well trained.
Oh yeah, that's
And
true.
he was very calm when he was in the contraption.
Yeah, I was like, depends how well your dog is trained, probably.
But I did like to imagine that dog being like, "What the hell is this? Get me out of here!"
And like this is for sure. And this is also very specifically for dogs that are light enough to be held at length with one arm.
They
Yeah.
said under 35 pounds.
So I don't know.
Or cats. He said or cats.
Or
Right.
oh yeah, there was a photo of a cat in the thing on the screen behind them looking very unhappy about the situation.
that cat wanted no part of the pet peeve.
So then we go to, I would almost say, the worst product we saw.
It is by far the worst product we saw.
Which is a cat stripper pole thing.
So-
I don't know.
The way that they tee it up is they're just like, we're professional workout pole dancers. No, they're not professional pole dancers. They're professional exercise pole.
Well, they do pole
Dancers.
dancing exercise. They're not strippers. That's
They're not strippers.
that we know of.
But they are competing in pole dancing competitions.
That's right.
that do not involve stripping.
One of them is the 2013 USA champion,
And the other one's some kind of
Worldwide
international
champ.
champion.
worldwide champion.
I think one of them's-
what 2013 was
2016
international, 2016 was US.
So they're
okay.
just like, we just have so much fun pole dancing. We just want to be able to pole dance with our cats. So we made this product.
What was the back of their shirt say again?
It said pole dance with your cat on the back of the tank tops they're
Ooh,
wearing.
That's a tough
sell.
So dumb. Did they have like spray catnip spray?
But what was the product?
The product was literally a cat scratch. Like, you can go to a store and buy this product right now.
But it's all pet friendly dyes.
Non-toxic.
Non-toxic.
Key selling point.
Non-toxic was their pitch for their cat scratching post.
Like, Steve Harvey basically asked them point blank. He's like, hey, how is this different from all the other scratching posts in the market? And they're just like,
it's non-toxic.
It's non-toxic, and it's made in the U.S. Like, great.
Steve Harvey, he was trying to like pump up everyone on the show. Even he was like struggling to take them seriously.
He was definitely kind of shitting
and he
on
was
it.
like, he just started talking about the catnip, be like, oh, this is pot. Oh, yeah. And
yeah. Like,
he clearly didn't
never
think
heard that one before.
Max is so excited about this show.
Max is in a dark place this time. we had Chris in a dark place a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now Max is in a rough spot.
On this journey that we call reality TV, everyone has their ups and downs.
I'm also max level here. I don't even know if we need to talk about these products.
We gotta keep talking about these products.
I don't.
The products are the best part of the show.
Yeah.
I mean, they are. That's what I said. If they could shorten it so you get 30-second pitches of each, then the people vote and then they show the results. Get out of there.
It's like similar to what you said. You said if they had 6 products. I think it's different. I think if this was a 30-minute show, they did 3 things.
Yeah.
But it's moving, and you see the product, and they vote, and they do the other thing, and then it's done. Like, I feel like it might be all right. There's so much delay for no reason in this show.
They're like, the products that are on here are already mostly garbage. Imagine if they had to find twice as many to put on this show.
I agree. I'm just saying, then don't make the fucking show if you can't find enough people. Make the shit up. Like, fucking that sugar pull thing. I mean, producers could set that shit up.
So,
like, one.
So, like, a lot of these are things that just would never fly on Shark Tank because these are the kinds of products that get thrown out because they're not a real company on Shark Tank.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like at this point, a lot of these are just ideas or kind of prototypes, and they're looking to get their first ever money to make something.
I think some of them actually sell these products like somewhere.
The ones that were in the $100,000 bucket for sure.
I feel like, I've heard. I don't know if I've heard of it.
Pet PETA.
Pet PETA seems like they could probably sell that online pretty.
Probably,
easily.
Yeah. But like, usually one of the first things that they ask you in Shark Tank is like, what are your sales? And the people that say, I have no sales, or it's like nothing basically, are just out immediately. And here, that is not even in the consideration set for whether or not these people are going to get money.
Right. But the other thing we talked about, compared to Shark Tank, like, we're not sure that, we don't think ABC or the show has any stake. They're just giving them basically a cash prize.
They talk about it as a prize. Or at least one of the contestants did.
Seed funding.
They do say funding.
So I'm like, are you taking anything for this funding?
So that's the thing. I don't think so. I think it's purely a cash prize. Like, I think there's a question of like, is this actually also a game show? Did we, is this actually the one where we snuck a game show in without realizing it? Because it's just basically you're competing and you get a cash prize and that's it.
Do we used to do 2 game shows?
We might have. Steve Harvey is an Emmy Award-winning game show host.
That is true.
I could see this being categorized as a game show. There's an argument for it.
Yeah.
So I think we did.
I don't know.
There's an argument on both sides, but I might lean more towards game show than...
It might be.
It definitely seems like a cash prize. I don't know.
But
I mean,
does that mean that Shark Tank is a game show?
No, I don't think because they're actually doing actual seed funding and stuff like that.
It's like Shark Tank is a reality show, supposedly a reality show about the occupation of being an investor, kind of, right? This is a reality show about who knows what. A game
Steve
show
Harvey's
about who knows
not an investor in this.
No, right.
He's definitely the game show host.
For sure.
I mean, I don't even remember the second group of products.
Well, I think we should finish they both give their pitches, then the audience votes. So I got some serious you the jury vibes, both from the fact that this is another Who Wants to Be a Millionaire themed set. Is this like, I didn't know that was still an aesthetic that was big, but
I think that they're like, this is, we talked about this a little bit during the show, but this is ABC, so I do feel like they might be reusing some incarnation of the Millionaire set for this.
They said they were in LA, and I thought Millionaire was only New York. So was there a Millionaire set in LA?
There's just been so many versions of that in hosts that I can't imagine that one of the hosts wasn't an LA person.
I feel like, so I watched, all those British shows I watched.
Oh, yes.
There was one that...
Weakest Link?
The quarter drop thing. definitely look like, surrounded by black, all like white in the middle, and it's just like they all kind of look the same. Whether they're the same set or not, it's hard to tell. I don't know. Like that's just like an aesthetic of a game show.
This one's pretty
this point.
distinctive, though. I feel like.
No, it's the same.
I don't know.
The only thing different about it is that stupid pole that they bring up in the middle.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, so that's what I was getting to. So after the audience votes on who gets in this case, it was $10,000 they were trying to get. They dramatically raise this button out from the middle of the stage, and a screen just shows some random cash prizes that are about like between 15 and 25% of what they're going to get. And one of them can press the button to cash out and guarantee they get that money. And so if you're going to lose the audience vote, that's a really good move. But if you're going to win the audience vote, you're not going to get the 10,000. And so we're looking at this. We're like, oh, this cat pole, they got to take the money. And as soon as the number went above 20%, she leaped onto the button and hit it as hard as she could. So much that Steve Harvey was taken aback by how aggressively she did it. So clearly she knew what we knew, that they had lost that vote.
Well, Steve Harvey said, hey, why'd you hit that button so fast? And she was like, it was pretty clear to me that we were not going to win and that other product is way better than ours.
All right, so do you think there's people actually spending it on that stupid stripper cat pole, or they just went to like the bar and just got
No,
some
they just went to...
beers?
They
went to the strip club.
I can't imagine...
Their other stripper pole.
This can't possibly be a real product, right?
I can't imagine.
A scratching post? I totally believe that's a real product.
What was the name of that product?
Xper.
Xper. I'm looking
Googling
it up.
it. Don't worry.
All right, so what's the next set of products? I don't know if we know
While you're
this.
Googling, the next set of products was someone who had the first ever product to help dry your weave if you have a weave in your hair. And basically, it was a hairdryer with a little extra extension on it. She claimed to Steve Harvey, this is the first product in existence that helps you dry your hair.
I think it just blew hot air towards your the hair inside the attachment instead of just hot air blowing out the end. I don't know. It was dumb.
It was very dumb. It was another one that was...
I didn't really understand how it worked. Like, she should have given a demo or something.
She doesn't have a weave.
She totally
No, she
has
does.
A
She
weave.
did. She said she has a weave.
I thought that was just wavy hair. Define a weave. I don't understand what they
All
say
right.
by
What
when they
is
say-
a weave?
Everyone should give their guess of what a weave is.
I thought that a weave was when you weave in either some fake hair or other human hair into yours to make it kind of more full or longer or something like that. Kind of like hair extensions, like a type of hair extension.
That's also what I think it is.
I don't know what a weave is.
I thought it was a full-on wig.
All right. Since we're Googling...
Somebody needs to look up what a weave is
I'll
now.
look up what a weave is.
Okay.
So, well,
I've got a little bit of info on Xper.
I looked up their Kickstarter.
Yeah. So they have a Kickstarter from a couple years ago, it looks like.
6,000 of a 5,000 goal.
Yeah, 118 backers, $6,400 raised. They made their goal, 5,000. So
Can't believe it.
September 2016 was when they ran their Kickstarter. So they've at least been around for almost coming up on a year now.
What a piece
Somehow.
of shit.
What was the
so
other product? I literally don't remember. We just watched
it.
this. I have no
It was
idea.
the bathroom kit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, the pitch on this one was there's this kind of prepackaged kit that you have that has a patented oversized toilet seat guard, like one of those paper guards. It had toilet paper in there and something else, which I remember.
It had.
You know what's some real shit?
What's some real shit, Max?
There's somebody at work, I don't know who it is, but they use those, then they don't flush it.
Somebody at your work.
Yes.
Uses-
puts down one of those paper things on the toilet seat,
Yeah.
but then doesn't flush it.
Do you have a dispenser of those at
Yeah.
the toilets? Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like somebody brought theirs from
No.
the bathroom kit.
No.
They just don't
That's
flush
what
it.
I
For a
thought.
second, I thought Max said someone at work uses that portable bathroom thing.
Oh, no,
And
no,
I
no.
was,
And I was
like, what?
How is this just coming up? I've seen people at work barefoot in the bathroom. That's not great,
No.
I would say.
Did you mention the wet wipes in the thing? They
Oh,
had-
those wet wipes too?
yeah. So it was a way to wipe your ass, protect your ass, and then wash your hands.
Good to go.
All you need.
Protect your ass.
Yeah. And there was a pretty clear winner on this one as well.
Yeah, it was just like 2 seconds in. I'm like, okay.
Have we talked about the weave person's bold claim?
That
there
this
is
the
no
first ever
other
item
products.
that dries your hair.
Yeah.
I have mentioned.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah. And then and again, we knew she lost, and she knew she lost. She actually was holding her hand over the button, looking at the amount, and like asking the crowd, like, "Do I hit it now or not?" And then the guy was just like, had such a smug look on his face, like, "I got my 10G."
He was standing there so confidently. The bathroom kit guy. It was great.
He knew.
Have we figured out what a weave is yet?
From Wikipedia.org. Artificial hair integrations, more commonly known as hair extensions or hair weaves, add length and or fullness to human hair. Hair extensions are usually clipped on by other hair by incorporating additional human or synthetic hair. The methods include tape-in extensions, clip-in or clip-on extensions, fusion method, weaving method, and wigs.
Okay.
So it sounds like it can mean lots of different things.
A lot of things.
Got it.
For some reason, I was thinking like cornrows, and I was like, no, that's not right.
Cornrows, yeah.
I was like, is this the thing to help you, dry cornrows? Like, I don't know. Is that a problem?
Well,
she
think-
did say that it could be used to dry dreadlocks as well.
Yeah. She was like, "Who out here has dreadlocks?" And then it's like, the crowd's like,
Who? What is that?
She got, and I don't know if she got unlucky, but her product is very specific to having a weave or dreadlocks, and I don't think that really helped her with the crowd vote.
It didn't have, the other thing that didn't help her is, those is by Steve Harvey, who is the opposite of having a weave.
A bald man.
And he took fake offense, but might have been a little bit of real offense at her statements of how important your hair is.
Here's how you do this demo in the show. You put a fucking wig on Steve Harvey's head, and then you dry that shit with the weave dryer.
You put the wig on Steve Harvey's head, you dump a bucket of water in Steve Harvey's head.
and then you dry that shit out.
Steve Harvey is not happy, and the crowd definitely is like, give that person all the money.
100%.
Probably not allowed to do that.
Power move. That's called a power move.
Sure, that's what they would have wanted to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't seem like she really had any kind of great demo. She kept on holding up that attachment. She had a mannequin head with a wig on it that she never did anything
That's the
with.
thing. She has a weave in her hair. She has the mannequin head with the hair, and she didn't do anything with either of them.
She had no effort in the demo.
It was terrible.
No demo.
Whatever. All right.
So
what was the last?
She lost the bathroom guy got the money. We all knew. So then the last one was a husband and wife who make normal looking shirts that have a pouch to put your baby in.
Kind of like in like the chest area.
Yeah. So instead of like the baby Bjorn that you kind of wear externally on top of your clothes, this is like, oh, it looks like normal clothes, and oh wait, just let me slip my baby in this.
Which, like, actually to their credit, like, especially with the guy, like, when he walked out, like, I didn't even realize he was wearing a shirt that had the pouch on it. Maybe I wasn't looking closely enough for it, but I didn't notice it.
I agree. Like, I also wasn't looking for it, but like I didn't notice until they're like, it's not just the mom. Maybe the dad needs to have the baby.
No.
And it's like, oh, he's got the shirt too.
Yeah, they had a pretty good demo down in general.
It was fine. Yeah.
I would get a look like,
But the last two were asking for $100,000,
$100,000,
not just $10,000. So we were banking on a better performance than the first. Because honestly, with the first two pairs, if I'm in that audience and there's a third option of don't give any of these idiots money, that's the one I'm pressing.
oh yeah,
for sure.
oh yeah.
That would have been a good option. I think that would have made the show a little more interesting.
Yo, yeah.
These ones seem like they could be more in that Shark Tank zone of like they're actual companies that have products with sales and they're looking to use this money to expand their companies.
All right. The next one definitely seems like it could be on Shark Tank later.
Yeah.
Like at this point, it's too early for Shark Tank.
I don't know. There are definitely companies that go on Shark Tank asking for 100,000. Like,
No, I mean, he might not be as successful to be on Shark Tank.
yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Anyway, go over the
Yeah. So I was a little bit concerned with the baby shirt because I feel like those things that you strap a baby to your chest on, they kind of like have straps that go kind of behind your shoulders for like extra support. And I worry a little bit about the weight of a baby just being all on like the front of your chest there, only supported by the shirt.
It could have like the baby Bjorn thing just inside the clothing that you can't see.
Maybe. They didn't really talk about that, so I'm just going to assume that it doesn't have the extra support, and I wonder if they've done any clinical trials on it.
Maybe it's just for like really newborns where they're only like 7 to 8 pounds.
Maybe.
You can use this to carry your baby for the first 3 weeks.
and then
get a baby Bjorn.
And then your back is fucked.
Maybe that giant pocket can also help the baby.
Okay, so flash forward to us seeing the first 2 companies of the next episode, and one of them was just a giant pocket on the front of it. You could definitely, it's basically the same product. You could have put a baby in it, but it was just a bunch of frat bros pitching it this time.
Yeah, basically the difference is just in the aesthetic that like the mom and dad tried to make it look like a normal shirt, and they just make it look there's this giant thing in the middle of your shirt that's a pocket, and that's like part of like, oh look, I got this giant thing that looks like pieces of bacon on my shirt, but it's actually a pocket.
Yeah. The pocket, the giant pocket is supposed to be iconic on that shirt, I think.
I guess so.
I don't know. That was.
But
all right, let's go back.
No. What was the other product on the show we saw?
Oh yeah. So on the one that was versus the baby pocket, there was.
We should just finish off the.
Finish off the. Oh yeah.
That there was also a guy
beer,
with a tie.
Yeah.
That had a little place to put a beer bottle or a beer can in, and that guy at least had really good pitch. Like he had props. He was like changing his outfit and talking about things. Like he'd really worked on how he was going to sell it to a better degree than most of the other people we saw.
That product seems like a winner. I don't want to store random shit in my shirt. So it just seems like the shirt's just gonna get dirty. Like I don't want to put my beer in my shirt like that. So I like the tie thing because it's
tie thing. I would buy one of those products. Like if I was going out tailgating, like if I was when I was in college going to tailgating every week, that tie thing would be great. This is awesome.
College kids will wear that to tailgates. They'll wear it to frat parties. They'll do all that shit. Like
I don't want
a decent product.
Yeah.
Don't want a giant pocket.
The pocket, like yeah.
Throw
no
some
way.
M&Ms
All right,
in
so
there.
let's go back.
Okay,
so
who
the people competing with a actual baby shirt
Yeah.
is somebody selling you
Ugly
vegetables cheaper.
Basically, the pitch
Because they don't look as good.
Yeah, like there's all these vegetables that are grown and get rejected because all these supermarkets have these marketing standards that all their vegetables have to look a certain way. They have to look good for them to be on the shelves. So they say one out of every 5 vegetables are thrown out because of these standards, but they're perfectly fine to eat and they're the same as the other vegetables. So basically, the service is like they will just ship you a bunch of these.
Well, they'll take that and the savings and pass it on to you.
Yeah, they will collect all the vegetables from the island of misfit vegetables and send them to you.
But I'm assuming then you don't get to pick what vegetables you get.
I don't think so. It doesn't seem like it.
So it seems like,
There are
even if I would like choose like, hey, just send me all the shitty looking zucchini, I'll eat it. Just like, but I don't want shitty Brussels sprouts because I'm not going to eat them.
There are certainly already like services like this that will just send you a box of assorted fresh produce based on whatever's fresh right now, like just once a week, once a month, whatever. Like this kind of stuff definitely exists. The spin is like the ugly vegetables thing.
Yeah. I don't know how sophisticated his operation is, but it might be something like, hey, you've got a box that entitles you to 5 different things, but right now in stock, in season or in rare, there's 10. So you can pick 5 of the 10 and you get shipped to you. I think I was like, I don't know if this is like that box is pretty big, and I'm imagining like get a box with that many vegetables in it. It's like most of that's going bad.
I can't eat that many vegetables.
No.
Harrison
It's
Hoffman
not even
hasn't
possible.
even seen that many vegetables in a year.
Well, Harrison Hoffman can't eat that many vegetables. But I think also a normal person
I could eat all those
would eat
vegetables.
more than him. But
You have to have like a family of 10 be cooking that for.
I could eat that many vegetables.
That's a whole fucking crate of vegetables that are going to be bad after like a week.
Don't worry about it. I got it.
all right, I believe in you, Chris. But yeah, but
I
it's
eat a lot
basically
of
Blue
vegetables.
Apron, but just ugly vegetables.
Yeah. And then you still have to buy other stuff to cook with the vegetables.
Oh, for sure. And I felt like he didn't pitch it very well. Like I felt like
I
like
agree.
I'd seen a thing that John Oliver did on this kind of stuff a year ago about like how
Yeah.
food is wasted from that. So I was like, as soon as he said it, I was like, oh yeah, I kind of know what he's talking about. But I feel like if you didn't know about this, you would have just been like super confused about like, why do I want these weird vegetables?
Yeah,
Like-
why do I want this butt zucchini?
He definitely didn't land the point very well of like, hey, the only reason why you're not just buying these at the supermarket is because of how they look. Like they taste the exact same. They're just as good for you as other vegetables. Like I think you need to land that a little bit more, and he just kind of glossed over that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got nothing to say.
Well, and so then the audience voted. They went to the cash out thing, and we thought Vegetable Guy should cash out, just being like his pitch. Neither of them cashed out. Both of them were like, "We got this," which was interesting.
Yeah.
And it turned out Vegetable Guy won $100,000.
It just seemed like, just with the way that his pitch went and the level of enthusiasm that the audience had, I just didn't think he was going to get it.
Yeah.
But like,
I
his
mean,
product is going to do some good in the world. The Lullaboo is literally just the baby born.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's certainly, I guess it's more broadly applicable because
I was
everyone
just
eats
gonna say,
vegetables.
in the audience, like, it's just easier to vote for something that actually applies to you.
Totally.
Whereas, like, most of the people, either if they have kids, are older, and like most of them might not have kids. Like, it's hard to tell what the demographic of the audience was. Just easier.
You just got to make a product that everyone wants. It's easy, right?
Well, it's harder to find a product that no one's made that everyone wants.
Exactly.
Not everyone wants that. It's just everyone can have that.
Right, yeah. Like,
Or has like an interest.
the potential audience is a lot bigger.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like half-hour show would make this maybe. Well, we haven't given our ratings yet.
I also want this to be a live show that America can vote live on. That would make it a lot more interesting.
You want more you, the jury. To
I
this.
want you, the investor. You, the funder.
I mean, if it was you, the funder, they definitely couldn't shorten any of the things that they're trying to do.
They got to make it longer then to give time for the America to vote.
There's got to be more story involved in what's going on. It's not just a 30-second pitch. It's got to have like a video, their hometown, and you know where they got the inspiration, all that bull crap.
I got an idea. So you got Steve Harvey's Thunderdome. You have Steve Harvey Family Feud. You see the pitch, and it's like, okay, while America votes, let's play a quick game of Family Feud.
Da-da-da.
And then you come back and finish the Thunderdome.
It's more like a variety show.
Exactly.
I like that.
It could be more like, okay, so the beginning of the episode, you have this Thunderdome thing, and then you go around and you talk to other guests at a restaurant, and like and you do a bunch of little skits that are also equally as bad, and then you come back when the audience has voted, like the world has voted, then you can do the whole spiel.
Why are we at a restaurant? I missed that.
Gordon Ramsay.
Because we're
F-word.
referencing the F
You're
word.
referencing the show I didn't see.
Got
it.
The last variety show that we watched that was so good.
I missed out.
Yeah, you definitely missed out on that one.
Time for rankings?
Rank it.
I was gonna ask what you thought the best product was. If you could vote between all 6 or all 8.
So
all 8. Which one would you?
are
pick?
we voting on what we think will be the most successful or what product we want the most?
Let's go with both.
Steve Harvey.
Oh, done. That's the right answer.
Stop talking about this fucking show.
We're almost done.
In terms
Okay.
of something I might use, it's probably the box of vegetables, but I do think like I think the cost benefit of I'm going to pay X for these vegetables and 75% of them are going to go bad is going to make it not a good investment.
Yeah. I think that's certainly possible.
I think the beer tie, is definitely something I'd want.
I think that might be
I'm not sure that's the most successful one, but I think that's the one I want. The most.
I think that idea and related ideas of like what they would expand to as they grow. I think that company actually has the most potential. It seems like they actually at least have like a good idea of like what makes a good product. Unlike a lot of these, I don't know.
Should we get those ties for the podcast?
Yes. Can we get the Who Put This On logo on the tie?
Oh,
That's what he wanted the funding, so
Yeah.
he could get more colors.
Get the NFL license, whatever. Make some kind of bachelorette party thing that you can wear. I don't know. You could do a bunch of shit with that.
so we didn't actually see if he got the funding, but we're pretty sure he got the funding. Right?
No doubt.
Okay.
That camo color was the best.
Yeah, he had camo, great for hunting.
I like that he was like, I got 4 colors. Is that enough? No, I need funding to get 4 more.
Yeah, expanding to 4 new colors.
All right, Max, what's your ranking on this one?
I want to fucking die.
Oh man,
So is that
So that's a middle tier? Is that what
it's
that
sounds like a 5.
No, this is like is Steve Harvey going to be the next president? This is below Celebrity Apprentice.
is? Is this your new
I-
bottom of the bottom?
It's so bad.
I do hate to bring up that this is a Mark Burnett show, and we know what happened the last time Mark Burnett
Yeah.
did this.
Well, to be fair, Mark Burnett has a number of reality shows. It's not like
He does.
He's 1 for 1 of getting his reality hosts into the White House.
Mark Burnett's biggest impact on the world will be making Donald Trump the president.
Well, what happens when Probst 2024?
Yeah. Oh, Probst 2024 will be pretty good.
Was Mark Burnett involved with The Hero?
He might have been
'Cause
actually.
If The Rock becomes president, that might trump Trump's
Kingmaker.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, Harrison, where's it ranking?
Ooh. This
Is this going to be Harrison's like first bottom third?
So I'm really torn because I really want to like this show because I like shows where people come to pitch their products and things like that. I think it's really interesting to look at the products and think about them. I just
3
didn't.
of the products were Pocket.
I just didn't like. Right. There were not a lot of great products on there. The format of it wasn't awesome. I don't know. It's got to be bottom third.
Hell, actually,
What's your additional ranking? You started it.
What?
He wants you to do the James ranking.
What's your James ranking?
Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna do James ranking. This is like middle of the bottom third.
You stole my. I was gonna say
That's an 8.
I was gonna go middle of the bottom third. It's not so bad that I want to kill myself, but it's definitely bad enough that I never want to see the show again.
I might be able to change your minds. What if I told you the pet PETA is in its own way a pocket?
Are you saying that we
I'm
have
saying that of 8 products we saw, 4 are pockets.
we have up to 4 products that are pockets?
You made that comment earlier.
It's too good.
I can't believe it.
Max hasn't. He's just laying on the ground, like despondent.
I think Thunderdome killed Max.
Broke him finally.
It's not Thunderdome. It's actually Thunderdome.
Oh man, he couldn't survive the quad twos.
He could not.
So I thought it was supposed to be like a Thunderdome, but fun.
That's actually so. I actually hadn't really read about the show, and when somebody said when I got here that we were watching the Thunderdome, like this is like, is Steve Harvey going to be hosting some kind of
Variety
variety show?
I didn't realize until after the show that it was Funderdome.
Because they're funding people.
Right.
Yeah, that became clear.
All right, Rob, where you put this one?
Oh, easy bottom third.
Okay.
Like, I think, like I said, there's a couple elements here. There are elements of a good show here, but it does not execute. And they need better products.
Well, I feel like the execution is just because it's an hour show. Like, if
Well,
you
that's
make
part
this
of
a
it.
half-hour show, much better.
That's part of it. And I think there's other things they could do to be better.
I mean,
I don't think
obvious-
I'm a fan of this Who Wants to Be a Millionaire aesthetic. I didn't think it worked on you, the jury. I don't think it really works here.
All right, I think we're done talking about this.
We're done.
Or are we? We got some
Updates.
updates.
This is a big update week, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big one.
Who watched the Bachelorette finale?
Me.
Max watched it.
I did not.
Did Rob watch it?
I did not.
You haven't seen it. Oh man.
But Max told me what happened.
yeah, Max also told me what happened before I saw it too.
Sorry.
What a jerk.
Yeah. So
So what happened?
what happened? So we're starting with Eric, Brian,
Peter.
and Peter.
So go through who has which Bachelor.
So
we all pick. All right, Rob, go ahead.
if Brian wins, we all owe Chris $5 each.
Brian, aka Colombian Makeout Guy, as he's known to our listeners.
Thank you.
If Peter from Wisconsin wins, I get the $5 from everyone.
And if Eric wins, which is what Harrison and I are now hoping for,
Everyone loses.
we take the $5 from everyone, buy some booze, and do shots in the podcast. So we
Correct.
haven't done that yet. So we'll have to do that if Eric wins, we'll have to do that in a future episode.
Okay. Well, I've got news for you.
Oh.
Eric was the first one eliminated from the finale.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah. So basically they started off. So we know about the fantasy suites thing, right?
I forget.
Have we talked about fantasy suites in this thing?
That's where they bone.
Basically, at some point.
No, we talked about hometown dates, and you're like, I'd only watch the first half.
Okay.
So I don't think we talked about fantasy.
So basically, fantasy suites, like on, I guess it's like the second to last date that they're going to have when there's 3 people left. At the end of the date, she has this card, and she has the opportunity to either give it to the guy or not give it to the guy. And it is a note written from the host, Chris Harrison, which is very weird. basically saying like, hey, if you choose to forego your separate rooms tonight, then you can spend the night together in the fantasy suite. And it always, like, the note always says the exact same thing. And then the guy always has to read it out loud, and then they just go and bang all night, I guess. But I think that it's significant too, because this is really one of the only times they've ever gotten to hang out where there aren't cameras around. So I think they can also kind of use the time as like having some real talk conversations, because people are potentially about to get married in a second here. So
such a fantasy, not having cameras around.
The actual fantasy suites are, I wouldn't really call them a fantasy. They're kind of like a regular hotel room.
They might be cutesy, but yeah,
it's like a mid-range hotel room.
100%.
So fantasy suites happens. Eric is out after the fantasy suites. It's done.
So the banging
Accurate.
wasn't good?
Also interesting, this is like back-to-back-to-back banging.
Back-to-back-to-back banging. All in the same week, she's lining them up.
Insane.
She's been waiting all season.
All season for
right
this.
from that first time she kissed
it's
Colombian
been-
makeout guy.
It's been
She's
a big
like,
tease.
I got to get him in the fantasy suite.
So she tosses Eric, and it's for the reason that we expect, which is basically that Rachel's the first person that he says he's ever been in love with, and she just doesn't really think that he's ready to get married, and she's kind of freaked out by that. So he's
Fair.
out. It's done. Now we have Peter and Brian,
AKA Chris versus Max.
aka Chris versus Max, which is incredible that we have both finalists.
Oh yeah.
Picked. Good job, guys.
It was pretty obvious. I feel like multiple people would want to picked what I picked.
Well, from our podcast episode, multiple people wanted to pick Brian, Colombian makeup guy, and multiple people wanted to pick Diggy, who has gone so fast. So
Yeah.
it's hard to say.
Yeah, for sure.
Basically, I deserve the most props here for sort of a dark horse.
That's true. You
Peter?
did go a little off the board with
Yeah,
Peter.
yeah.
Yeah. So final dates now. And this whole production is very strange, because this whole thing is called The Bachelorette Live, and it's a 3-hour finale hosted by Chris Harrison. And this is basically the only time he's ever been on the show for any meaningful amount of time, so it's very strange, because the show is basically hosted by Rachel. So
Well, he to be fair, that Men Tell All thing, he was also running the show.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that one. Yeah.
Right.
So live show, and basically he's sitting there with Rachel, and they're watching the episode live, and it's the first time she's ever seeing it. It's live television, and she has to watch it live, and then he grills her about it, basically. And then as soon as she eliminates someone on the show, it's like, Eric just got eliminated. It's like, all right, let's bring Eric out. And then both of them sit on the couch together while Chris Harrison grills both of them. It's a very uncomfortable situation every time it happens. So this is kind of happening around the episode. And then now we're at Peter, who's going to get the first last date. And basically the situation with Peter is that there's been some turmoil in the relationship, because he has been unwilling to commit that if she picks him, that he's going to propose.
Basically, this guy is saying, I've only known you for 6 weeks. I'm not sure I want to get engaged. Which is an utterly reasonable thing to do. And Rachel's just like, I've been in this situation before where I date a guy forever and we don't get engaged. I really want to get fucking engaged.
It just seems like totally. It just seems like they were getting hung up on semantics a lot, because she kept on saying things like, I want to be engaged, but being engaged doesn't necessarily mean we're getting married. I still want to give the relationship, us time to get to know each other and things like that. And then Peter's just kind of like, well, I only want to propose and be engaged and get married once in my life. So when I ask you, do you want to marry me? And you say yes, I just assume that we're going to get married. And the commitment on my end is that we're going to get married too, because I asked you to marry me.
I believe Peter's definition of engaged is the correct definition.
I think so too. So
I believe Rachel's definition there is dating.
Yeah, I agree. And so it seemed like they both wanted to keep doing the same thing, but they just were having this weird semantic debate.
So they both wanted to date, but one of them wanted to label it engaged.
Wanted that title.
And one of them wanted it clear that it was not labeled engaged.
Yeah, because he wasn't absolutely sure that they were going to get married, and she also wasn't absolutely sure that they were going to get married.
Oh, that's so crazy.
So basically there's this point where they're in Spain somewhere, and these last dates are mostly not focused on the activity of the date, but they're just having these serious conversations about to be getting married and things like that. So at some point, she's like, hey, like you gotta I have to know that I'm that I'm definitely the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with if I'm gonna if this is gonna happen. And he's like, well, can you look at me and say that I'm definitely the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with? And she couldn't give him it. So like, it was a tough situation, right? So basically, like at the end of Rachel and Peter's date, like they broke up, like it's done, like game over.
Oh, before even the Brian date?
Yeah, like there's like this can't work, and it's done.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was pretty rough.
Cutthroat.
Brian doesn't know this yet, basically. So like, Rachel now has to go on this whole date with Brian. Like this insane thing with Peter happened like the day 1 or 2 days before. And like Brian's like, hey, like, are you doing okay? Like, you seem like you're kind of off or whatever today. And she's like kind of acting weird. It's like they get through their date, whatever. When they roll Peter out during the live show, it's super fucking crazy too.
Oh,
like
yeah?
I felt pretty bad for Peter.
Well, let's back this up.
Yeah.
So does that mean I won?
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna get to it, but
Well, no, maybe nobody won.
maybe no one won. But you won.
But the chances I'm winning is pretty high.
Pretty high, because Brian's the only one left in the game at this point. So they basically roll Peter on this the first time she's seen Peter since the thing we just watched where they broke up. And he is obviously super uncomfortable. And like there was this scene where like when, you know, she ends up leaving and he's kind of, you know, like he's crying. He's just like, he's like, oh, like, what's wrong with me? Is there something like, you know, what's wrong with me? And then Chris Harrison like looks at me, he's like, now you were saying, what's wrong with me? Do you think there's something wrong with you? Like he looks at him in the face and asks him that question like seriously. It's very, very strange. So like a very uncomfortable interview. A lot of tension between Rachel and Peter. Yeah, and then basically like they go to like some mountaintop, not mountaintop, but like some, I don't know, Max, how would you describe the site of the final rose ceremony?
So they're at this like church outdoor overlooking a hill. Yeah.
There's insane wind.
There's insane winds. They didn't plan for this wind. Like the microphones are catching all this wind. It sounds like, you know, a podcast.
Yeah, it sounds bad.
Yeah. And
Nothing like this podcast.
No, that's right. Only the highest quality sound.
Yeah, Brian is boring as shit and proposes. And she says yes, 1,000 times yes, and there you go.
And that's the ball game.
It sucked.
I can't believe we watched the first episode and Brian's just does that kiss move and gets that first rose and it was over.
Like
that was game over right there.
And the weird thing about him throughout the series was that like he was never wavering. He never was like second guessing like his love for Rachel. Like I would expect a normal person to. Like Peter really seemed to approach this as more of a normal, relatable person. And even like when he was on the live thing at the end, they're basically talking about like why he wasn't ready to propose, and he's just like, listen, like this is how this show went. Like we showed up. I got one of the first one-on-one dates. It was the best first date I've ever had in my life. And then I go a super long time without really getting to see her, hang out with her. And then I get another one-on-one date, and literally it's the first date. Like it's the last date before I have to take her to meet my family. So like I'm trying to figure that out, and then she's meeting my family, and then I'm meeting her family, and now we're talking about getting married. And I feel like we just like it just seemed like he's like overwhelmed and felt like the whole thing was rushed. Which I mean I would too. But like the conclusion that basically Rachel and Chris Harrison said is like, well, maybe this isn't the show for you if you're not like prepared to get married in 6 weeks or whatever, you know. It's crazy.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Suck it, people.
Suck it, Peter. Yeah. So that's kind of it. And
I'm glad it took 3 hours.
it was a long slog.
So now that you've watched a whole season of Bachelorette, how, are you in now? Are you going to watch next Bachelor?
I don't know. It was certainly an interesting season, and I think that Rachel in particular was a pretty good Bachelorette, and she was interesting to watch.
She was so predictable.
I think that she kind of came off the rails at the end a little bit. Like I really liked her a lot more towards the beginning of the season. Then when like a bunch of the stuff with Peter and them being on the different wavelengths about the proposal thing started happening. That stuff, I don't know, but she seemed pretty level-headed for most of the season, at least.
Who is the next Bachelor?
They haven't announced it yet. I thought that they were supposed to announce it at the finale, but they didn't.
I was surprised. I think that all the last guys on this season of The Bachelorette sucked, and they didn't pick anybody from them.
I think that they're waiting to pick someone from Bachelor in Paradise, maybe.
You think Peter sucked? I thought you were all in on Peter.
Peter was okay. He's also just very ho-hum, boring, whatever.
Peter also can't be the next Bachelor because
he doesn't want to get married.
Yeah, because the format's not right. He's just not going to get there in 6 weeks.
I guess,
and that's not what they want for that show.
So Rachel was announced as Bachelorette before they even finished her season.
Yeah,
and then now this season's done, we don't know the next Bachelor. That seems weird.
Well, I think I think that if Peter won, that Brian would have definitely been the next Bachelor. But I just think that because Brian won, they just didn't know what to do.
Oh, God.
I don't know, but yeah. So the other
Here's
part.
my proposal.
Okay.
Harrison Hoffman for next Bachelor.
There's no way I want to do that. Seems so unappealing.
It's not the right show for you?
Very unappealing to me.
I've seen Harrison in a button-up shirt maybe once.
Oh, once? Yeah, more than once in a button-up shirt.
There you go. He's ready.
I guess I am wearing a t-shirt right now, though, so I can't really complain too much. But so the other part of this thing was they were using this live show to hype up Bachelor in Paradise, which starts next week. And as discussed previously on this podcast, there's been some controversy around the new season of Bachelor in Paradise with our good friend DeMario. And they had to shut down production because it's not clear all of what happened, but apparently DeMario made some unwanted advances towards one of the girls when she was inebriated in some way. I don't really know. But so throughout this live thing, Chris Harrison kept on trying to pump up Bachelor in Paradise by saying you get an exclusive first look at the controversial new show everyone's talking about. And you're like, I cannot fucking believe that you're trying to promote your new reality show with the scandal of this sexual harassment on your show.
Insane.
It's so fucking horrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Yeah, it's bad. It's real bad.
Yeah.
There's not much and they teed it up a little bit like they were going to try to explain the situation and the controversy, but they did not at all.
They're just learning from Trump. Something crazy happens, you just double down on the crazy.
They basically showed this montage. It was like a few shots of what was happening before they shut the production down, and DeMario and this girl hanging out and some things like that. And then they're just shut all the cameras off, shut the production down. They're interviewing the cast members. They're like, I don't know what's going on. The cameras were off. I don't know what's happening. And then it was smash cut to but now Bachelor in Paradise is back, and they're just getting wasted and getting in the pool and banging each other. And you're like, what is happening? I just can't. God. It was horrible. It was horrible.
So you're watching.
I'm interested in the concept of Bachelor in Paradise, but I don't know if I'm going to watch it. I don't know if I can be a part of that. I don't know if I can watch the season.
Maybe I should go back and watch an older season.
Maybe. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I have a feeling we might have to watch
tonight's going to be a good night.
Week.
Oh boy, I'm going to have to watch it.
Does it premiere next week?
Yeah.
Oh man.
No rest for the weary.
I got some sort of Facebook invite about it, and I'm not.
Oh, that was VJ.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's pretty long. It's a long 2-hour thing.
Well, and
I feel 2 hours is a lot.
Well, and our normal Tuesday Bachelorette Plus challenge. So that's going to be Dirty 30. Speaking of,
is it time to switch over?
I think it's time to switch.
All
Unless
right.
anybody else has any Bachelorette things.
No, we good.
Okay, great.
Suck it, people. I won. Called it.
Good work, Chris. Yeah. Winner. Good job.
So challenge.
The Dirty 30 continues. And it's
still the dirtiest season ever.
I would say it's been a pretty dirty season.
One might say the dirtiest season.
The dirtiest season ever. Yeah. Trying to think what's important to go over from this episode.
Tony versus Ammo.
Yeah. So basically, there's no challenge in this episode. There was an elimination. Tony versus Ammo, and then so basically they'd been setting this up all episode for it to pay off really nice at the end. But these two girls, Jenna and Kayla, who basically like best friends in the show, and like they're super tight alliance, whatever. And then they're kind of like this plot sort of hatches to try and get one of them out to kind of split up their voting power. And so one of them, so Kayla gets put automatically into the elimination. So they had this new mechanic this season where like randomly like one of about 5 people will get to pick who the other person that goes into the elimination is going to be. It's more complicated than that. Not important enough to explain it. So someone gets that honor and throws Jenna in versus Kayla. So it was like battle of the best friends elimination. And Jenna ended up winning, obviously. So Kayla's out. And Big Tony eliminated by Ammo.
Are they out though?
No.
But now they're all chilling in the Redemption House.
They didn't actually show the Redemption House this episode.
They
Yeah.
didn't show them going to the Redemption
Yeah.
House.
But it seems like they're going.
Oh, obviously.
They
And
definitely showed the Redemption House, and they're like, yeah, we don't have any strong girls here. We got all these weaklings, like the weakest of the weak.
now they got,
So they were setting it up for a strong girl to come in.
yeah.
By the way, I did watch it. I don't know if there's much to say about what happened. I'm just like,
Yeah.
it is entertaining. These people just being like taking this dirty thing to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty funny. I mean, that move to throw Jenna into that elimination at the time seemed like a pretty dirty move. I don't know.
Do they know about the $1 million yet?
They don't know about the $1 million yet.
Oh, man.
They don't know about the $1 million yet.
Is
The
TJ
people,
contestant yet?
TJ's not a contestant yet. The people in the Redemption House still don't know the rules of the Redemption House. They're just slowly losing their minds while being.
I just said we didn't see the Redemption House this episode. So.
They still don't know the rules. I guess.
So we don't know what's going on. It might be.
No.
Lord of the Flies in the Redemption House.
There was a short Redemption House outing to some local bar.
Oh.
And then the main challenge house had a club night, which is always good for some controversy. So the main reason why Tony was thrown into the elimination is because he got real drunk at club night and started fighting with people, not physically fighting with people, but just kind of getting out of hand.
He wanted to.
And shit talking Cara Maria a bunch. So he ended up getting thrown in. And like, this is so, if you remember last season when we watched Invasion of the Champions, Tony was like, last season, I was a mess. I was drunk all the time, whatever. I've got a kid now. Like, I need to get this under control. I'm not drinking this time, whatever. And he didn't drink that season. This season, he comes on and he's like, well, I got another kid I need to support. And he's drinking now. So he's been drinking, and it has not been helping.
Same mom or different mom?
Different mom.
Oh, Tony.
Big Tony's hurting a little bit.
Ouch.
Yep. So
Is the guy who keeps making out with different girls still making out with different girls?
Corey's still in the mix, but he hasn't made out with anyone recently.
Corey's definitely still in the house.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah, I'm surprised he wasn't at the challenge again.
Yeah. Chris, you're actually watching this season, which is very exciting.
I am watching.
It's amazing.
There's not a lot to say about the show. It's entertaining.
It's a good watch.
Sometimes there's something to say. This time, just good watching.
Good watching. Yeah.
Dirtiest.
So that's the Dirty 30.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other updates.
Not reality show updates.
You have another thing you want to talk about?
I don't know. We could quickly talk about that Game of Thrones.
Thrones in?
Oh, Game of Thrones, so good.
So
Like,
good.
Spoilers for Game of Thrones Sunday.
I can't believe Ned's back. Nuts.
I do think that like this season seems very different from other seasons of Game of Thrones.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
But-
there's no like there's no sit down and like contemplate things that are happening in the world. There's just like shit's happening in the world all the time, all day, every day.
I definitely thought that this episode was a little bit better balance and like giving some like color and personality to the situations, but still moving pretty fast. And there's a lot of events happening. But like they had some moments like when like Arya is fighting with Brienne. Like they had, like some moments that were kind of a little more personal.
This is definitely top 5 episode. of
It was a
Game of
great
Thrones.
episode. It was a great episode.
I don't know if it's top 1, but it's definitely top 5.
It's not top 1. It was a great episode.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like, the timeline just seems super different now because it used to be like, we got to go from this place to this place, and that's like my whole character's arc for the whole season.
That's like 2 seasons worth.
And now I got to get from this place to this place. That happens in like half an episode.
So like How long do you think this series would have been if they kept telling the story at the same pace that they had been?
I bet this season, well, like we've had 4 episodes. I bet if it's George R. R. Martin style, this is a whole 10-episode season just to get to the point we're at.
Maybe even more.
At least.
Like
yeah.
a whole episode here is definitely taking maybe half a season. Like
For
it should be
sure.
2 seasons worth of stuff.
That battle at the end of that thing, that's one of the best TV scenes I've ever seen, I think. It was amazing.
I really love the battle last season. I think that's battle.
Battle of the
Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah.
Battle of the Bastards is great, too.
I think Hard Home is the best.
Hard Home. Oh, yeah.
Hard Home had a great.
This
ending.
one, though, like, I don't know. This one, I think, gives Hard Home a run for its money. I think that, like, that moment at the end when Jamie is charging at Daenerys, like, that is some shit. Like, that is some, like, 2 real main characters who've been main characters for 7 seasons.
The
getting
real
after
interesting
each
thing about
other.
this one is that there were characters on both sides that you like, and you like,
Right.
We like Bronn, but we didn't want Bronn to kill that dragon.
Yeah.
and
It's
so
not like
that
it's Ramsay on the other side, who's the most despised character on the show.
Yeah, I was just. Well, I still think Battle of the Bastards is the best.
Battle of the Bastards is really good.
Yeah.
I think it's that's the best battle I've seen filmed.
The making of video that's on HBO Go for this battle is amazing.
Oh, I
don't know
haven't
if you've
seen
seen
that.
it, it
I
is
haven't seen it.
crazy good. We should watch it after the pod. If
Sure.
Yeah.
And Jon Snow doing work in caves again.
Doing work.
He's in his element.
drawing things on the cave walls potentially.
Yeah, I definitely
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, I was waiting for like, he and Davos to be like, great job with that, with those paints. It's like,
So,
yeah,
like,
totally.
You see his hand and it's got like the
That's
white.
got a little blue pan or something. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like they played up that like the dragon glass scene, and I was like, yeah, it's a cave.
That dragon glass should have looked cooler.
Yeah, that's.
I
what
was expecting
thinking.
to look fucking cool when they saw it, but it just looked like a big blob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any plugs? Any other plugs?
No, it's like all I've been watching.
Just a PSA that I will not be on the pod for a good 2 to 3 weeks.
We're gonna miss you, Max.
Oh, we send you out on this. Sorry, Max.
It's okay.
Hey, you should just load your laptop up with a bunch of
Shit.
Thunderdome episodes for that flight.
Max's facial expression right now, like this is when we need the video pod. Just to,
What if the only-
so America can see what we're seeing?
What if the only video content available to you on a transcontinental flight was Steve Harvey's Thunderdome?
I'd read a book.
Max is opening the door and just sucking
is-
everybody out?
That is the best back of box quote for this show. It's just, I would read a book, Max Winnick.
I feel like you can watch the show in 5 minutes, though. You just watch every pitch and then you just close it. You're like, okay,
All right, great.
these products are garbage. Let's move on.
I would watch the abridged series of this.
Yeah, like watch 5 minutes. That's
I just want the pitches and that's it.
I think that it should be live and they should take questions from Twitter. They should have to defend their fucking product like on the air.
that's way too much time.
It'd be great, dude.
All right, you can follow me on Twitter at the Chris Lorenz. You can follow us on Twitter at Who Put This On. You can find us on Facebook.com/Who Put This On. You can email us questions at whoputthison@gmail.com. See you guys next time.
See ya.
See ya.